Hello YouTubers. Well, what have I got on my workbench here today? Well, this is a sad representation of an old Stihl FS130 quote brush saw, weed whacker. I guess this is their early 4-mix engines. This is kind of one of those things where I got this and it's kind of a horse trading deal. I'm not going to get into the details of it, but anyways, it comes from one of my farm neighbors actually. As you can see, this thing was looks like it's been through hell and back, but actually it doesn't have all that much hours on it. He just has a bad habit of leaving his chainsaws and brush saws and anything that power equipment wise, he just leaves it outside year round. Summer, winter, 24/7. It never gets put in the shed. So why, I don't know, and I'm not going to criticize him for it. That's his way of doing things, and every few years he's upgrading his power equipment, and somehow I always seem to end up with a bunch of his different models of saws and, well, anyways. So this video is going to be kind of a see if we can get this going for zero money. Sometimes you can get lucky with these things, sometimes not. I'm not going to put a bunch of money into it because I don't have a bunch of money into it. I just want to see if I can get it going. Like I say, it looks like shit, but I do know he was using it last year. It ran good. He doesn't do any repairs on his own stuff. He takes it into a local Stihl dealer there where they do the work on for him. He took this in this spring. They told him it wasn't, they of course took it all apart and then told him it wasn't worth fixing or even putting a carb kit in it. I know he had a carb kit put in a few years ago at another saw shop. I do know that guy does good work. I went ahead, of course, drained the gas out. This old gas he had in there some last summer, and I don't think he even used it much last summer. It's probably gas from the summer before. It was pretty rank, so I dumped that out. And of course, there was a bunch of water in it, in the bottom of the tank. So I think he, when he went to start it up, he didn't drain his old gas and he sucked some water into his carb. So that's why he said it would start, sputter, stall, start, sputter, stall, and he couldn't get it to run. So now I'm the owner of it, and he went and spent $1,100 on a new saw at that other Stihl dealer where they convinced him that that was the route to go. So anyways, he's happy with what he has for now at the moment, and I want to see if I can get this old unit up and running for, like I say, just some of my time here. I'm going to go ahead and I cracked the screws loose here already on the carburetor. I'm going to move this trimmer out of the way, and we're going to pull it apart and see if the diaphragms are still okay in it. If it's got some water or crud in the side, we'll go ahead and flush it out with some parts cleaner, and then reassemble everything and go from there. So anyways, I'm just going to do snippets here as I'm going along here, taking snapshots here, and I'll put everything back together. And I do have all the fasteners here in a container here, so we'll see if I can, like I say, button it up and get it going. I'm not putting anything into it. Like I say, it looks like crap. If I can get it going, well, it's saves wear and tear on my other main trimmer that I have. I've got a Johnston Red / Husqvarna commercial brush saw that has a weed trimmer head on it that I use around my yard here. But well, it's an expensive saw, and like I say, if I can reduce the amount of runtime on it and go ahead and have this old Stihl unit still fill in and do some work here and there when needed, well, so much the better. I go ahead and start pulling this carb apart. Okay, well, so far I haven't found anything too horrible inside the carb. I did have the primer diaphragm side opened here. I was in it. I'm sorry I didn't turn the camera on for that. Nothing green or funky in there. Nothing out of the ordinary. Not horrible. But on the bottom here, on the opposite side here, on the fuel pump plate side here, I found some few spots of water in there, and just some general ugliness, just some discolored fuel. Nothing green or algae or anything like that in there. Just found some condensations, a few drops of water in there, like I figured. So I went ahead and flushed the carburetor out with some parts cleaner here a little bit, just gently. I didn't even use any compressed air because you got to be careful. There's little tiny check valves in these carburetors, and if you get carried away with the air compressor, you can literally jam those little check valves or blow them out, and then your carburetor is done anyways, then it won't run. So if you're rebuilding any two-stroke or small engine carburetor, you got to keep that kind of stuff in mind. So anyways, like I say, went ahead and to my surprise, they don't actually have a microscreen on these carburetors. They're kind of I guess a cheapy whatever. They are, I believe, a Zama. What's the number on this one? S173-201A. So whatever that is, don't know. Supposed to be the CQ1 family or something like that, or whatever. I guess that's what I read up on them. But anyways, this is what the number on the side is. It's a 201A. Fuel pump diaphragms. It's not the actual. Nothing horrible other than some discolored fuel in here. It smells terrible, so you know that what's going on there. But overall, everything is there's no dirt or crud in there. He did have a brand new fuel filter in the tank, or somebody had changed it for him not long ago. Probably the last time he had this rebuilt. The metering diaphragm is not crusty or hard, but it's a little bit has a distressed type of oh, for lack of a better term, just they got little dowel pins in here, by the way, that goes only pretty much one way here when you assemble them. My carburetor high idle here is pushing on a little bit here, so. Then you of course got your vacuum plate over here, gasket and diaphragm. This is kind of got a little spring in here. Be careful you don't lose that. That's your impulse here, your impulse diaphragm. It's like a little plastic, a little coil spring inside of there, and then you got this little plastic slide that sort of goes on top of that. And then you've got your other impulse diaphragm here. Make sure everything is your gaskets and everything. This is kind of one of those little bit more difficult layered carburetors for this weird two-stroke, four-stroke. It's not a, it's a four-stroke, what they call a four-mix. You still have mixed gas, but it's actually a four-stroke motor. Carburetor's still pretty basic, but kind of its own unique animal, these things. So we'll see if we can get this thing running. Okay, there it is. Carburetor's back together. I don't know. There we go. I think it'll pump. The little check valve is squeaking there, so that's usually a good sign. Don't know. Anyways, get this back in the frame here. This I'll go ahead and zoom the camera out here, I guess. There we go. And we're going to start reassembling this this thing. My impulse hose is a little bit dry. The fuel lines are nice and pliable yet. They're not rotten, they're not mushy. But I don't know what you can see there, probably not a whole lot. Shouldn't call it a primer because it's not actually a primer, it's just a purge bulb, I guess you would call it. So it's acceptable. The fuel lines should be changed, but like I say, I'm not spending any money on this thing until I get it up and actually going, if I do. If we can get it running, then at some point here, if it needs additional fuel lines and that kind of stuff, then we'll invest some money in it. Until then, nope. See if we can get this thing going the way it is. Get my impulse hose there. There we go. Gaskets are still in good shape. I didn't remove them from the carburetor or from the intake manifold. Left them where they were. Carburetor nuts here somewheres. Here we go. What am I missing here? Oh yes, the airbox plate here before I get too carried away. I got some clips here that are supposed to go in here before I get too carried away. Some bushings here, I guess. See, for your covers to hold everything in place. One there, and there's another one down inside in the back here. Now, I don't know which way these buggers are supposed to go now. I think they go inward, yeah. That's to hold your outer cover on the saw, or whatever. There's one back over here on your intake manifold here in behind the gas cap, and then there's one up over here on top of your back of your air box. And this air box is actually white metal. It's not plastic. I'm surprised. Just the outer air filter cover itself is. There we go. Now I do believe these are an 8mm nut, and I actually have a tool, but it's over at the other. Okay. The other day I actually got the correct Stihl tool for doing this job, so I actually just went ahead and picked this up the other day. It's one of these nut drivers with the thin sidewall here. It's an actual Stihl tool here. The part number is right on there. 8mm. That's for doing carb work on like 261s and all the way up to whatever. They got those recessed air snouts on them if you want to take the intake track apart on one of those saws, and apparently also for doing this kind of work. Well, I went ahead while I was at it to pick that up, and I also got, I still haven't even taken it out of the wrapper here yet. I got the long handled T27 8-inch version, and the 6-inch impact Torx T27 for my 1/4-inch drive. I had the original, I've had this one for years. This is still, there's a part number on that one. 5.5-inch one, but they're a little bit short if you need to get down in the cylinder on some saws. So you need the actual, we call the 8-inch shank or the long shank one for doing those. So basic hand tools to get them apart. I don't have all the tools like everything. Husqvarna and Stihl, there's always lots and lots of tools for all this kind of stuff once you get into that, but I need some basic hand tools for, well, starting to play around more and more with Stihl stuff, so eventually you have to go down that rabbit hole. So the more you're going to play with stuff, okay, why is this not tightening down here? I bet I pushed the thing back. What did these guys do? Oh, there we go. Don't want to overdo it, but gotta make sure everything's snug. There we go. We got our now. For whatever reason, they had the spark plug out of it and all that. I did check it for fire. It's got good spark. There we go. I'm not going to go ahead and put any of the covers on or anything. I hooked up the throttle cable here off camera. That's working well. I lubed it up with some light penetrating oil because it was pretty gummy and sticky, and not rusted, but just sticky from sitting for, well, probably never having any lubricant on it of any kind. So at some point I'm probably going to have to go ahead and replace the throttle cable on here if it's can get it going or get it running. That outer plastic sheathing on that throttle cable is starting to break down because it's been left outside too much. So it's still working fine now that I've lubed it up, but it will probably start giving problems here in the near future. So, but we'll see first here. We can get it running, then I might get a new throttle cable for it. I checked out the fuel filter. Everything seems to look fine. I still might go ahead and pull it up out of the tank and blow it out with compressed air if there's any water in it. I don't have another filter for it, unfortunately, right now. Like I say, I'm not much of a Stihl guy. I've got some Stihl stuff, but I've got mostly Husqvarna. So I do not have a spare filter at the moment. So like I say, I will go ahead and repurpose, reuse what I have here, and we're going to put some fresh gas in it, take it outside, and we'll see if it's going to go or not. So, okay, got the fuel filter blown out. There was a bunch of water in it, like I figured. Would have preferred to have changed it and put a new filter in it. Like I say, I don't have one at the moment, so might pick one up, but It was a brand new filter, just had some water sucked up into it, so blew it out the best I can. I've been screwing around here off camera here with the throttle cable here. It's yeah, like I figured, it's getting kind of at the end of its rope there. It's not happy. It seems to have kind of contracted a bit. If you touch it the least, if you put it in its holder where it's keeper, where it's supposed to be, it's not exactly happy. If you let it dangle or hang loose, it runs fine. I'll go ahead and fire it up here for you folks here just to show you. So there we go. It runs, it works. I'm going to go ahead and put the shrouds on it and get the trimmer head on it, and well, for now I think it'll work just fine. Like I say, if I have issues here with the throttle cable going forward here, I'll just get a new throttle cable. And they got those plastic liner over here on that overcam here on the top of that half cam they call it, or whatever there, on the throttle slide there, and that's kind of that plastic lining is kind of all brittle and chewed up because it was exposed to the weather there, where they have an air vent in the cover there. So runs good otherwise. Seems very snappy. So for a four mix engine, they're a little bit more sluggish, but they're known to have good torque and excellent power. So I'll go ahead and get this all buttoned up, get the covers back on. Like I say, it looks like crap because everything's all faded because it was been left outside for the last. This is a 2012 model, by the way, so it's I guess roughly whatever, over 10 years old already. So how long it sat on the dealer's shelf before my neighbor bought it, I have no idea. So, but anyway, so go ahead and get it buttoned back up and get some footage of me weed trimming around the yard here with it. So anyways, I'd just like to say thanks everybody for stopping by and checking out another one of my videos. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you all in the next one.